Before we dive in, a quick shout out to the community that makes this possible. This show is brought to you by the You Run Podcast Network, a space where everyone is heard, loved and welcomed. To support the creators and find your next favourite show, please visit yourunpodcast.com.
You want to die tonight?
Late at night, I tune into your show, where you talk horror with a unique flow. Your voice is like sirens, draws me in, as you pick apart movies on murder and sin. Scott and Marc set the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's fucking long roundups. You run podcast, horror movie review, sharing facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after you fled. You run podcast. You run podcast. Shark!
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review, the show where you pick the movies we review every single week. My name is Scott.
And I'm back, and my name is Marc.
It's nice of you to join us.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
It's fine. Have you been through your performance review with Kate now, and she's allowed you to come back on the show?
I have. I feel like I'm welcome back with open arms. I apologize. I apologize for my absence, but here we are.
It's fine. Would you like to reveal why you were actually not here? Because obviously Kate didn't sack you.
No, of course not. I am unsackable. No, I was just very, very ill. I have kids. They bring shit home. I think the day before we were due to record with Kate, apologies, we'd been to one of those indoor jungle gym things, like big slide play centers. And I don't know, just that night, the kids were just vomiting all through the night. And then me and Em ended up also getting it because I was quite concerned that was like a food poisoning thing. But no, it was just a generic bug. And we were all ill as shit. So the night before we were supposed to record, I'd had 3 hours sleep and I just was not enthusiastic at all to be here. So I decided it was best I take a bow.
Yeah, which is fine, and you're back now. And
yes,
there's part of me that wished you missed this episode because that would have been hilariously funny.
There is no way I'm missing this episode. That is a fact. Even if I was on death's door, I would be here this week.
Huge thank you for Kate for stepping in. She done an excellent job. It's a banger of an episode. If you've not listened to last week's episode, go and have a listen. We talked all about Alien 3, and honestly, it's fucking awesome.
I did as well. I did a lot of prep for that episode. I'm really pissed off I wasn't there.
you did, because you watched the assembly cut and the standard cut the same as I did. You put in 5 hours worth of watching plus notes, and then just didn't bother.
And then just didn't turn up. Yeah, gutted. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah, we are a horror movie review show. It is interactive here. You get to pick the show. You get to pick the episodes every single week. The movies we review are the ones that you vote for on our Instagram. We are at You Run Podcast everywhere. But if you want to vote, you need to go to Instagram. The way this works is we give you our review and overview of the movie and our scores, and then we dive into all of the things we liked and we didn't like about the movie. Later on, we give you interactive features like 3-word review. We also have a game today, which is fully provided by Dave B Movies, and he will explain that game in our voicemail section. Also in the episode, we will scatter through movie facts as opposed to doing it as a separate thing. It's it flows better when we drop it into conversation as opposed to going, oh, now it's time for movie facts. So we do it that way. It has been over 3 years since you joined the show as a full-time co-host. We have been talking about Deep Blue Sea in our messages to each other, I would say at least every other day for 6 years total.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. There's reason behind it, though. It is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, we had an episode that's way back, if people want to go and find it. Well, we pitted Jaws against Deep Blue Sea, and we all know how that worked out. But at no point on that episode and at no point on this episode am I going to have a go at Deep Blue Sea because I love this movie. It's just not as good as Jaws.
It's better. It's better than, and I'm here today to prove why. Don't get me wrong. That's again the similar vibe from you. I have no shade on Jaws. I love Jaws, but if we're gonna clear cut it, Deep Blue Sea is a better movie.
Well, we're not here to debate that today. Instead, we're going to talk all about this movie. Deep Blue Sea asks the questions: what happens if we make super intelligent, oversized sharks to cure Alzheimer's? Then acts really surprised when the sharks use their brand new PhD to use more intelligent ways to kill the people who gave them their intelligence. It is a film that the science is very, very questionable. It has peak 90s CGI. And honestly, LL Cool J is fighting for his life, not only from a shark, but a parrot that outwits him at every single turn. This film is effectively Jurassic Park in a sinking bathtub, with 90% of the interesting stuff completely ripped from the final two-thirds of Jaws 3D. Despite what many of you believe, I do not hate this movie. It holds a very special place for me, like it does Mark. It will never reach the heights of Jaws for me, but it is fun. It's a goofy sci-fi shark movie that always keeps me entertained from start to finish. If this is ever on and I flick on a channel, I'm not changing the channel. I will watch this whatever point I jump in because the pacing is so good. If I come in at the start, I'll watch the whole fucking thing. If I come in when LL Cool J is trying to cut himself out of an oven, I will watch it till the end. It's such a good movie. This film gets a solid 2.5 out of 5. Wait,
No,
just on the unhinged performance of the parrot, throw in all the other cool stuff as well, and this gets a 4.5 out of 5. I love this film.
nah, you got me there, man. You got me. I was on then. I was on.
Your face, you were like, you motherfucker, I quit the show, forget being fired, I'm done, goodbye.
I genuinely thought you were going to stick with your guns with that then that's taken me back a little bit. I do admit. Yeah, I mean, there's no hiding it for me. This is one of my favorite movies of all time for a magnitude of reasons, really. I think being such a big slasher fan and being such a big creature feature fan, I think no other movie in the genre blends the two so perfectly well. This is basically a slasher movie with sharks. The way they hunt, the way they kill, even the actual build up and tension towards each segment is executed the same way it would be done in a slasher movie. I think that and that's for one of the reasons, really, I think why I'm drawn to it as much as I am. I'm a big fan of the score in this. It reminds me a lot of the movie The Mask, the Jim Carrey version.
Your head is like a shark fin.
No, not that one.
Your head is like a shark fin.
Not the actual soundtrack. The score itself is, and I've only ever really noticed it this time around when I was watching it for the show that the two of them are very similar, The Mask and Deep Blue Sea. I'll have to look into the connection between the two of these movies because it must be one somewhere. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the cast. I think Thomas Jane's absolutely fantastic. Michael Rappaport as well is brilliant. LL Cool J as well, again, fantastic in this movie. I think it does a really good job of blending action, horror, and comedy all in one nicely, neatly wrapped package. This time around in preparation for the show, I did something that I never ever usually do, and I watched the 4K remastered release of this that's just come out by Arrow Video, and it looks phenomenal. I'll be honest with you, it's the best version of this movie I've ever seen. The color is really popping on it. The only thing they didn't do, which I don't quite understand why Arrow don't with a lot of new releases these days, is this movie is notoriously known for a few segments of wonky CGI with the sharks. And I wouldn't say all of them are bad, but there is at least 3 or 4 major moments in the film's pivotal plot point where you're like, that looks ridiculous.
It makes you go, oh,
yeah,
it was so good. Why did you do that?
Yeah, and it didn't look good when it came out, and it certainly still doesn't look good now. But when they go to the effort of making these re-releases, why not just fucking touch that shit up? Because I can't imagine it would take a lot of work to do it. I mean, George Lucas did it with a Star Wars movie, so I imagine you would be able to do it with a movie like Deep Blue Sea. Chat GPT or whatever the fuck that thing's called, probably 30 seconds to rectify this itself, let alone an artist who's skilled and knows what he's doing. But yeah, other than that, it was an amazing version to watch of this movie. Everything was so much better. The clarity on the audio was fantastic. The visuals were impeccable. It was a really cool experience to see it in 4K on the big TV in the house. Anyway, I'm waffling on about stuff that's not really relevant to my initial scoring. So for me, this is a 5 out of 5. I love this movie. There is no better shark movie, and no matter the mood, like you say, it's one of those movies you can just put on and enjoy, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, I score out of enjoyment, and I don't think I enjoy any other movie, barring possibly Halloween 4, to the same level that I enjoy Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, and I get that. It's a really enjoyable movie. My watch for this was very interesting. So I watched the VHS that is, I've put Pride of Place behind me that you sent me for Christmas.
Yes.
So I watched that. I watched it on VHS, and I watched it earlier, like a lot earlier this week. And then I got midway through the week, I'm like, oh, I need to watch it again, because it's like, although I've seen this film fucking 100 times, it wasn't fresh in my memory. I'm like, I need to watch it again. So I come in here and I watched it on DVD, and I really enjoyed watching. So it's the first thing I've watched since I got a VHS player on VHS, and it was like so nostalgic to like even just putting the videotape in and hearing it do that. Like it wasn't rewound.
Yeah.
Just hearing it rewind, I'm sat there going, oh, I'm 7 again. This is awesome.
You can see why I do it now. You know what I mean? It is different, dude. It is a different experience watching something on VHS as opposed to watching something on, like you said, DVD or even just streaming or Blu-ray or whatever. It's a different feeling having the capability of watching something on VHS. And I think one thing as well that you'll notice a lot if you do start watching a lot more of the tapes that you have in your collection that I've sent you and stuff is movies like Deep Blue Sea fare quite well.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously a lot later release on the VHS, it's very hard to distinguish the two. If you play around with the settings on your TV, you pretty much can get a perfect picture from a VHS tape on that. So a lot of the older movies, like for instance, I don't know, even some of the older Halloween movies that I have that I'll watch on VHS player, that like they're some of the ones that really, really bring it back, man. If you get yourself a copy of Back to the Future and watch that on VHS tape, that's an experience, I'll be honest with you.
I've got a copy down there. It's on my list to watch at some point with Jack, because we've not done Back to the Future with Jack yet, but I'm desperate to do it.
Oh, do it, man. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I've actually got all 3 on VHS. The problem is that the TV I've got is like tiny. So like watching it on this, like where we are, Lisa's watching her thing on the TV and she's got headphones on because I'm watching something on I've got this tiny little TV plonked on a coffee table with a VHS player next to it, and I'm leant right forward, like you know how you watch TV as a kid, like hunched forward, sat in front of the TV, like this is so cool. That was my experience for this movie, and it was so good.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I'm so happy you've had that.
Yeah, honestly, it was amazing. Right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll dive straight into the review of Deep Blue Sea.
It's the day we pod monster, yeah, we're coming for you. With John and with Sean and Nicole can't brew. From the VHS gems to the spirits they drain. They're consuming the culture and numbing the brain. If it's weird, if it's wild, if it's crap house soul, the pod monster's hungry and he's losing control. It's movies 4 days where the film rap reigns. With Newman on the mic breaking down the frames. From the sci-fi thrills to the horror and the noir. He's taking every genre and he's raising up the bar. It's a deep dive journey through the silver screen haze. Yeah, we're lost in the magic of movies 4 days. Word. Movies 4 days. Word.
So please go and check out all of the members of the You Run Podcast Network. You can do that at yourunpodcast.com. On there, you'll find our shows. You'll find all of the other shows of the You Run Podcast Network as well. You'll also find links to all of our socials. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, Slasher. I think we're pretty much everywhere. Like any social media you're on, type in at You Run Podcast and you will find us. Literally on there is everything you could possibly desire. And if you are a massive horror buff and a massive nerd, on there is a link that says Patreon. If you click on that, you can get an episode every single day of the week. You get early release of this episode early release of true crime, early release of our brand new show, Voices with the You Run podcast. You also get You Run Extra, which is me and Mark, I don't know, drinking far more than we probably should, talking about subjects that are very rarely horror related.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a load of fun. You also get True Crime Extra, which is me and Heather talking about, again, topics that are vaguely true crime related. Like our next You Run Extra we're doing is on the Salem witch trials,
That's cool.
which honestly is just me going to be going, yeah, it's a bunch of white guys that were scared of strong women, so they burnt them at the stake. That's all the witch trials was. You also get Patreon exclusive episodes. Like I done a video the other day with how I set this room up, because during the day, this is an office that I work in professionally. And at night it's like this. So I done the full transformation with time-lapse camera of how I make this, how it is. I also I'm doing my top 100 horror movies of all time. Also, we've got YouTube early release episodes. Like there's literally an episode every single day. So that's patreon.com/You Run Podcast, or go to yourunpodcast.com and follow the link and you can get to that as well. Also, shameless plug for a podcast that is not in the network, but it is one of mine. Voices with the You Run Podcast is a brand new show. It's not in the network because even though it's one of my own shows, it doesn't hit the criteria to be in the network because it's not been going long enough. It's a brand.
I can't believe you're going to use that your own rules against you.
I honestly, I did. It's a brand new show. It's me and Angel from Voices from the Mausoleum, and we are doing horror movie review, but we're doing movies that no one talks about. We're doing all the underrated gems that never get discussed, never appear on podcasts. We've done our first episode, which is the Monster Project. I think up next we've got I can't remember what it is, but it's another found footage desert style movie that again no one talks about. So go and give it a follow, subscribe, do all the good things to that show as well, and make that show as big as this show, because we work really fucking hard for it. That is it for the plugs and the sales pitch. Let's talk about this. I want to start with the seaplane in this is the same one used in 6 Days and 7 Nights. Did you know that, Mark?
Funnily enough, mate, yeah, I recently discovered that is the case. I still haven't worked out what the fuck that movie actually is. Is it the one that I think it is with Indiana Jones?
Yeah, it's the one where they basically go off on a plane and they fall in love, and it's one of those.
Yeah, dog shit. They should have used the plane from Jaws for Revenge.
Again, I would have taken that. Jaws the Revenge. No, we're not getting sidetracked. Do not do it. Do not talk about Jaws the Revenge and how it's the best romantic comedy ever made. I want to talk about the ethics of what Saffron Burrows' character is doing with the sharks, because there's a lot of questions here of using the world's most deadly predator and making it much bigger and much more intelligent to harvest shit from its brain to cure Alzheimer's. And there's a big portion of this that I spend my time turning my head like a dog going, it's going to be bad. Like even Samuel L. Jackson, like the shark escapes at the beginning and nearly destroys everyone on the boat till the hero arrives in like true, like that's how I imagine you would rock up in that role. I have saved
100%. I have modeled my entire life on Thomas Jane in this movie.
You are if Thomas Jane and Finn Shepard had a baby, that is you.
I am Carter in many ways. I think I'm very delusional about that, I'm sure, but I would like to think I am the action man of the situation. I would 100% like to think in this movie I would be him. There's probably a high possibility that I would be Michael Rappaport. However, I will live in ignorance and think that I am Carter.
Yeah, but like he does the whole saving thing, and like it goes back to Samuel L. Jackson, who's the guy who funds this project, and even he literally does the head turn, goes, it's dangerous. Like you shouldn't be fucking with this shit. It's like, give me 2 days, come to our secret underwater facility in SeaWorld and I will show you everything.
Yeah, but realistically though, man, let's just put it into perspective. You think all major corporations don't do this shit?
100%. Like this stuff goes on all the time that we just don't like. At right now, there is someone working on something to make a shark that is as big as a megalodon just because they can.
I think when you're dealing with money like these people are dealing with, I think ethics goes completely out the window.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, there's a couple of things I do want to talk about that they've done as homage to Jaws that I thought were really great. The first is the license plate in the shark's mouth.
How
So you
fucking badass is that flip though when
are
he takes out the tiger shark?
the bit where like the massive tiger shark's going around and Samuel L. Jackson's just arrived and Thomas Jane's like just going for a swim with the shark. And he's like, should he be in there? That looks fucking dangerous. And he like gets out and just drops the license plate, which is the same one from Jaws at his feet. He's like, hi, welcome to the facility. I'm like, you're the man.
Yeah, he is the man. He is the man. And I like the fact that Samuel L. Jackson's character is he's just completely in awe. He's like, that was fucking badass. You know,
Yeah.
and it was, man. You know, he's just paddling, waiting, and then he does the flip over the top and grabs the fin, you know, and he's just fucking skating on this shark. I'm like, I know that's going to come back in again later, but that's still cool as fuck to see it now in the beginning.
Yeah, it's really cool. And also that CGI shot of where the shark opens its mouth behind him is like, the first time I watched this, which is a long time ago now, I'm like, you're dead. Like, we're getting to death straight away. And he's like, backflip, remove license plate, hold back, ride it like a fucking surfboard, hop onto the side. Hi, I'm Thomas Jane. That's what I was getting. It's like that, and it's like, you are so cool.
Isn't it
So
cool? And it is, and I think that's the thing with this movie. I think a lot of the times you have to just be on board for the ride, because if you take any of this too seriously, you're just not going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? It basically, it's like all the other movies of the 90s, like Speed and any Rambo movie and any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It's basically that, but just a little bit more polished.
Yeah, it is. And if you dive too deep into this and you start trying to pick it apart, you're going to have a really unpleasant time with it.
And you say that, but I still think to a certain degree there is a lot of logic behind the science that they have. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't go as far as to say that the science is correct, but what they do is they explain the science in a way that makes logical sense. Not scientific sense, but in a way as you as an audience and as a viewer can piece that together in a believable manner without having to question it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, it makes sense in this world. If you put it into our world, you're like, you fucking lunatic. What are you talking about? But in this world, it does make sense.
Yeah.
They also made a choice of not using a great white and instead using a mako.
Yes.
And the filmmakers decided to make it 46 foot long, 1 foot longer than the largest Jaws shark. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. Like, there's no need for that at all. Like, why?
There is, because we have to be one better, because we are better.
Do you know, it was meant to be 8,000 pounds, and it would make it 3 times the length and 4 times heavier than the largest ever mako shark on record.
Yeah.
Like, this thing would swallow normal mako sharks like a tuna.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I spent many years of my life in ignorance, thinking that this movie was a great white shark. And it isn't until you get the cool line from Samuel L. Jackson where it goes, riddle me this. What does a 10,000 pound mako shark with the brain capacity of a V8 engine think about? I'm like, Samuel Jackson's badass in this movie, man. He's not around for long, but he makes sure he gets his screen time in with his one-liners, and he kills it every single time.
Literally every single thing that comes out of his mouth is absolute fucking gold.
My favorite one.
Shut your face. If we want to hear you talk, I will shove my arm up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet.
He's like that all the way through. I think one of my favorite ones, and I can't remember it verbatim, but it's the one where he's explaining about, because obviously there's a past that he's had where he survived another traumatic incident, slide and stuff like that, and he explains the way that he basically, some of the people killed some of the other people, and then they made it look like an accident, and it was part of the incident. And he's explaining that the worst thing in this situation isn't the situation, it's a human reaction to it. Yeah. But then he goes on talking about, oh, you guys are worried about water, you should be worried about ice. It's like Mother Nature got a taste for murder and she's out for blood. And I'm like, whoa, God.
He's so good. Like, we go anywhere with this. Let's go to his big, ginormous monologue where he rallies the troops like, I will not die on this fucking, I will not die in this fucking place today. And a giant Mako just comes out and goes, chomp, bye.
Yeah.
It just sucks. That moment has got to be one of the best shock moments in any movie ever. Because I'm like, that's it. He's rallied them. They're going to all club together. He's going to get them out. Oh, he's dead. He's been eaten by a shark. Fucking brilliant.
And I think that's one thing that really makes this movie enjoyable is that no character, in fact, none of the characters are particularly precious in terms of their plot armor. You know, you would expect people like Michael Rappaport to make it to the end. You would expect Stellan Skarsgård to make it to the end. You would expect Samuel Jackson to make it to the end. You know, and I know Carter's framed as this main sort of protagonist throughout, which again, you know, he's safe, but LL Cool J shouldn't have survived this movie. And I mean, again, Saffron Burrows, you know, I know she does bite it, but you're very shocked when she does, you know, because of the point of when she dies and the point of where they are with the plot. It's just like, wow, nobody is safe within this movie. And I think that's one of the things that really amplifies the tension throughout is the fact that they are willing to make characters expendable. And they do it in very quick succession. Once shit goes down, it is going down, man.
Yeah, it literally one after the other after the other. It's funny you say about Saffron Burrows because in the original cut of this movie, she survived. And they put it in front of test audiences, and test audiences actually booed the ending of this movie because she survived. They didn't feel she deserved a redemption arc, and they went back, reshot a couple of scenes, and re-edited it in, I think it was like 4 days for the actual release because they didn't want that reaction at the end. So she was meant to survive. All three of them, her, Thomas Jane, and LL Cool J, were all going to get out. And they made the decision based on that sort of initial viewing. Actually, no, she is a bitch. We need to kill her.
See, I disagree with that. I think she got her redemption arc when she went back to try and retrieve the data. And she killed the shark with the electricity. That was a fucking mega scene, and I'm really glad that she got the opportunity to do that. And even at the end, when the shark's trying to escape, she's like, "We need to kill it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's enough justification for me to know that you've realized you fucked up. A lot of people have died at the expense of your stupidity." And again, I don't even really think it's her fault. You know,
It fully is her fault. Like she's
it is her fault. You know, you play.
She done the experiment. She pushed it forward. Like, oh, we're gonna move it forward to human trial, to like instant trials now, because the big boss man's coming and we've only got 2 days to prove ourselves. Let's accept. And Thomas Jane all the way through is like, we shouldn't do this. It's really dangerous. She's like, shut the fuck up, boy. You're on probation. I'll call your probation officer and you'll go to prison. Do as you're told. I'm like, you're such a fucking cow.
Yeah, but again, I don't think they frame her character in a way where she's doing it for financial gain or credibility in her field. Everything that they do throughout the movie shows that she's genuinely trying to create a cure for humanity. I don't know. I just find her very fucking attractive, so she could tell me whatever she wants and I would be on her side.
I was going to say there is an element of Saffron Burrows, tight wetsuit, low cut wetsuit. Mark's going, she's fine.
She's fine. She could come with us. She's good.
I want to talk about Preacher, and more importantly, I want to talk about Preacher's parrot.
I was the parrot from Aladdin!
That parrot and the lines that they wrote for that parrot are fucking exceptional. Like the fact that not only does he give him shit like all the time about everything, but like he's a chef and he's cooking, and the parrot's like, that's shit, crap cook. I'm like, and he's like, motherfucker, I will turn you into a chicken wing. He's like, fuck you, and then flies away. I'm like, you're the best. Like, I love the parrot, but I also question why the parrot is allowed in the kitchen. Surely that does not meet health and hygiene standards.
No, I don't think so by any means. But hey, movies got movies. It makes a good gimmick, and I'm all for it.
I'm gutted the parrot died.
Do you know what? I kind of expected it to come back as well.
I would have loved that if they were sat on that raft at like that floating bit of the station at the end, and the parrot just landed on his lap and went prick. I'd have been like, perfect. That's it. Like that would have got it over a 4.5. That would have got it a full 5 marks from me.
Yeah. But it does make for cool lines for LL Cool J to be like, "You ate my fucking bird."
His story with the shark in that kitchen is fucking phenomenal.
But let's be honest, right? He takes a metal axe to a metal ceiling in a gas-filled room. And I'm like, no, dude, you're fucked. As soon as you hit that once, that full oven exploded.
Yeah, I did like the fact that he climbs in the oven to get away, and the shark's like, 300 degrees for 25 minutes and turns it on. And he's like hacking through the best line of this movie is from LL Cool J in this moment. He's like, motherfucker, try cook me in my own oven. I've got fucking plans. I'm like, yes, fucking get out.
Yeah, he does well. He does well, does LL Cool J in this. I think he's given a hell of a lot more to do than he is in Halloween in H2O. As much as I know you love him in Halloween H2O.
He's awesome. Yeah, I want his book from H2O.
Yeah, but I think of the two movies, I think this is more for him. Do you know? I think he gets a lot more to do in this. His character's a little bit more sort of I don't know, just a little bit more out there and a little bit more for him to play with as opposed to what he does in H2O.
His last will and testament
with the omelette.
This is my last will and testament. Here's how you make the perfect omelette. 3 eggs. I'm like, this is fucking so good. So good.
Do you eat omelettes?
Yes, I do.
And do you make omelettes?
Yes, I do.
And have you tried his recipe for an omelette?
I haven't. I am 3 eggs, little bit of milk, butter, get it going, add the bacon, I like bacon and spring onion. Bacon and spring onion, give it a flip, hook it out. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not an omelette guy. I'm a poached egg and a fried egg, man. Don't mind a hard boiled egg, but I'm not an omelette guy.
Yeah,
it's like a pancake. It's a bit too weird for me.
Yeah, you've got to season it right. If you season it wrong, it's just like egg. But if you get it seasoned right, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah. Maybe I can imagine it with a few sausages and stuff sprinkled on, and I don't know. Maybe I should get back into the omelette field and see how I get on.
Try one, like make an omelette.
In fact, by next week, no, because we're doubling tonight. By the week after, I will have done LL Cool J's omelette recipe, and I will tell you whether it makes the perfect omelette or not.
Please do that. Like,
I will.
Do that. Actually, record it.
We'll video it. I will do the full shebang, and I will bring it to not next week, but the week after's episode, and I will tell you if it's a perfect omelette or not.
I tell you what, if you do it and record it, send it to me. I will stick LL Cool J's narration over the top, and I'll put it out as a reel.
Right, perfect. Right, consider it done.
Yeah.
When have I got time to do that? I've got a bit of time in the morning when Farron's having a nap. I'll do that tomorrow.
That's amazing. Director Rennie Harlin said that this is the hardest movie he's ever had to make. And the reason for that was 1, the set design, but 2, just working with water. The sheer volumes they were working with. There's loads of behind the scenes stuff on this you can go and look at. And there's a scene where they come out on the deck where it's raining and you've got like waves everywhere and the helicopter's coming down. They nearly sent actors actually into the sea. They had 3.5 tons of water and they dropped it. They were meant to drop it in stages, but they didn't. They just dropped 3.5 ton of water on their actors, including Samuel L. Jackson, who went fucking careening across this metal grate into the ocean and hooked himself out. Apparently he come out like, I'm so sorry, that's really bad, and really tried to apologize. Samuel L. Jackson was hooking himself out of the water laughing, going, that is the most fun I've had on film set for fucking
it's like an episode of Total Wipeout.
it was literally that. If you watch the footage, like they dump the water and you just watch Samuel L. Jackson almost do a flip and then like slide on his back across this metal rough grate, and you're like, oh man.
Brilliant.
They made so many issues. They had so many issues with visual effects on this. They had 14 different visual effects studios work on this.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like all at the same time. Yeah. Like one visual effects team done one bit and they sent that to another visual effects team who done another bit. But they also had loads of practical, like the bit where they're climbing up the tunnels and one of the doctors get eaten.
That is my
shark.
favorite fucking scene in the entire movie. Death Valley, I call that scene. It is amazing. It's the most high octane shit you will see in any movie of this time, and I just fucking love it. You've got the fire at the top, you've got the water rising at the bottom. It's just so cool. Carter's trying to open the door. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and you've got the mechanical shark, because actually a practical effect, comes out like Flipper and just like grabs her and drags her back. Like there's so many good scenes in this. I think one of my favorites is obviously Skarsgård, when he goes up on the chopper and the shark drags him down and uses him like a, I don't know, like a baseball to
battering
break the
ram,
window.
basically.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, yeah. I know you mentioned about the different studios as well, and one of the biggest things that I have issues with is not necessarily the poor quality of the CGI, it's the oversight of the sizing of the shark at the end of the movie. The final scene, that shark changes in size at about 3 different times. I mean, obviously there are 3 different sharks throughout the movie, but by the time we get to the climax, it is just the big final boss shark. But there is scenes in that where you see it with Carter and Priest outside of the water, and then Carter's in the water, and that shit changes shape and grows from the size of a double-decker bus to the size of a normal shark within the space of like 3 different scenes. And I'm like, is it really that difficult to be consistent with sizing at this point? This is your grand finale, you know?
The thing is, they get the sizing wrong all the way through. Like the shark, for example, when Carter goes down in the underwater tunnels, which are cool as fuck, and he goes down to get the shark originally, and the 2 sharks are like ramming and backing up and ramming and backing up and saying, did it recognize the gun? And she's like, I don't give a fuck about it recognize the gun. It swam backwards. Sharks can't do that.
And that's why I know that they can't do that for the Jaws 3D because of Deep Blue Sea.
Exactly. Like in that scene there where Carter swims out, he comes face to face with this giant, I mean, it's fucking ginormous Mako, and he tranquilizes it. And the next thing, he's going up on a platform with what looks like a much smaller, almost baby Mako versus the one he just tranked. But that scene's cool as shit, where he comes up from the ocean floor, like the water sprays over, and he's like this with his hair, and he's like,
Yeah,
I got it for you, Doc.
It's so cool. It is cool. I mean, I don't care. I don't care how bad this movie is. There is so many scenes throughout that are just absolutely incredible, where you are like, that was cool. That was cool. And then every 30 seconds, you're again going, that was fucking cool. When Stellan Skarsgård gets his arm bitten off,
Oh, mate, that's
you're like, oh shit, that was cool.
The best bit of that is like they've done the experiment. She's put it on the Alzheimer's like brain tissue, and instantly the brain tissue's gone. I'm fine now. She's like, this is amazing. He like leans over to pat the shark to like, good job. And the shark's
Why?
like,
Why would you do that? He just casually walks over with a Benson and Hedges, like, hey, well done. I'm like, surely you shouldn't be smoking in this facility anywhere. And then the shark also is like, yeah, put that shit out.
The thing is, this is probably one of the last movies where we saw it a lot in things like Jurassic Park, and going back further, like Alien, things like that, like smoking in a confined space station or laboratory was cool. Everyone done it.
Yeah.
This is probably the last movie where that was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And even now, like it seems to be making a resurgence again, smoking in movies. But I think it's more a thing now, like to showcase a thing. But whereas this was not, I imagine Stellan Skarsgård probably genuinely smokes, and he was just like, I'm smoking in this scene.
Yeah, and I don't think the thing is, Stellan Skarsgård is so good, and I don't think anyone would have gone, no, you're not. Like, I think he's got this time in particular, he had the capacity to go, yeah, my character smokes, and Rennie Harlan goes, no, he doesn't. He's like, no, he does. see, in the contract I sent back to you, like I wrote it at the bottom in pen, and then I signed it, so he smokes. And Rennie Harlan's like, do you know what? It's fine. He smokes. It's cool. One thing we don't get in movies, like now, vaping is a thing. I vape, you vape, fucking everyone vapes. I've not seen a horror movie with someone walking around with a vape pen going.
No,
not seen that yet.
No, I haven't seen Bodies. And I imagine if ever there was a movie that was going to do it, it would probably be that one.
I've seen Bodies. I don't think they vape in it.
No. Nobody should be vaping. Nobody should be smoking. You know, we've all got our vices. It's bad. It's bad all the way around. But still, okay,
No one should be vaping, no one should be smoking, talking to the person who sat here earlier was drinking Jack Daniels, now is drinking beer, and I'm vaping at the same time. And I have a massive like I have an addictive personality, and you just need
mate.
to.
Me and you, brother, we're on the same page here, man. I'm fucked. I honestly, like, my brain, like, is really, really bad for like addiction purposes. You know, like I'm a proper addict. You know, I'm so glad I've never stumbled across things like heroin in my lifetime, because I just know there is no coming back for that shit for me. Because once I'm hooked on something, and once I get something in my head, that's it. Like, I lean heavily now into collecting things purely because I know it's the safest thing. Probably not for my bank balance, but for my health.
Yeah.
You know, I've always been really bad with smoking from a very young age. Drink as well. I'm really bad drinking. We drink every Friday night for the show and stuff, but Saturday, tomorrow, I'll probably have a few beers because it's a Saturday night and take away and watch some shit on TV with the missus. But like, I have to have real restraint not to drink throughout the week.
Yeah.
Like, not because I've got a problem where I need a drink, but like, there's days where I've had like a really shit day at work. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go home and have a beer.
Yeah.
But then the next day is also, I know, going to be a shit day at work. And before you know it, you're drinking every night. So it's like, I have to have real restraint with my addictive personality these days. And that's why I lean as heavily as I do into collecting things, because it gives me a drive and a purpose to occupy my mind.
I can give you a good example of my latest addiction. So over Christmas, I found a place that makes t-shirts, and they make really cool t-shirts like the Deep Blue Sea one that I am wearing now. I have made it a thing now that every single week I buy a new t-shirt for the I don't need a new t-shirt, but I buy a new t-shirt that matches the movie we're covering. I've been doing it all year, and I've got so into it now that I'm 6 episodes ahead planning the t-shirts that I'm going to buy.
That's
because
really cool.
I'm that into it. And like, I'm now trying to get the movies that we're covering and get them up behind me. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a mixture of addiction and OCD that at some point we're going to do an episode and I'm going to have changed the entire backdrop of behind me so I look like I'm in the movie. Because
I have a similar thing. Like, I put that up. I can't quite see it because my mic's covering it. It's like a cinema thing, and it's like now showing. And then my intention behind it was, I'm going to put whatever we're recording and the date and release of that every single episode. I haven't done it yet because I just can't be asked. It's still got Halloween 1978 from the first time I put it up. But my intention was, I'm going to change it every week. Every time we record, I'm going to put the movie on and the release date. So if I ever get quizzed, I've got the answers behind me. However, I'm failing massively. Work's just been hectic this time of year. And also, this massive divergence we're doing at the moment, this is what Euro Extra is every month. So come and join us on Patreon.
Yeah, it's literally this. It's me about going, oh yeah, and this. Oh, and this. Oh, look, I got this DVD. Oh, look, I got this. This is cool. It is that. There is something I want to bring up because I think it's arguably the coolest fact about Deep Blue Sea. The 3 sharks that die in this movie die in the same way and the same order as the sharks in Jaws.
Yep,
so
I knew that. I didn't know that factually, but I picked. And you know what? Surprisingly enough, I only picked that up again this time around as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, like, the first Jaws is blown up. The first shark in this is blown up. Yeah. The second one is electrocuted. The second one in this is electrocuted. And the third one in Jaws 3 and in this movie is incinerated in epic fucking fashion. And the explosion in this is awesome.
So cool. So cool. I don't know how they did it. You know, I don't know how they did it. And again, weirdly, my brain went to this place of all things. The shark had just eaten saffron borers. So I'm like, I was expecting like an arm and a head to just like splash in the water in front of us.
Yeah, and like this end scene, I really like. I like the fact that like they're there with the gun and they're going to shoot it, and Saffron Burrows like, oh, they're fucked, and like slits her wrists and dives into the water in like the ultimate sacrifice for.
But again, I don't think that's what makes that scene so particularly cool, is because she didn't intend to sacrifice. She jumped in next to the ladder. It's only because the ladder failed for her escape that she fucked it.
Yeah, there is that. I've never thought. I've always seen it as like a big sacrifice, but no, it
No,
wasn't.
no, it wasn't. It was just a distraction for the shark. And then as it turned to come back to her, she swam straight for the ladder, but the ladder failed and she fell back in. You know, she was like halfway up the ladder, the ricket thing fell out and she fell back into the water. That's the only reason she died. She didn't necessarily sacrifice herself for the greater good. She just fucked up.
So we maintaining that she is a bitch.
I mean, oh yeah, there's no denying that, but I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. The end of this movie is awesome. Like, it has got one of the best lines ever, and it's such a shame that it led into such a piss poor, diabolical sequel. The bit where Thomas Jane and LL Cool J sat on that bit, and uh, he's got his Thomas Jane's got his legs like dangling in the water, and so LL Cool J's like, "Are you sure there was only 3 sharks?" No more dialogue, just lifts his feet out. I'm like, yes, getting another one.
Yeah, right. So let's talk sequels for a brief moment. I love Deep Blue Sea 3. I think it's
Awesome.
fucking
Yeah.
epic. It's such a good Deep Blue Sea movie. I hate Deep Blue Sea 2. It
Yep.
is just tragic. And I can't remember the transition from how Deep Blue Sea 2 connects to Deep Blue Sea 1. So did these sharks have babies at some point throughout the course of this movie? And that's the babies, the little
That's
fucking weird baby sharks that are like piranhas in Deep Blue Sea 2.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. And Deep Blue Sea 2 is fucking atrocious.
That scene, man, where they're in the room talking and there is like a fucking 7-meter wide fucking thick bit of glass, but the shark comes up and looks through the glass as if he's listening to the conversation of people on the planet. I'm like, he said they were intelligent. He didn't say they were super fucking sharks, you know? I hate Deep Blue Sea 2. But again, I have to tolerate it because it gives me the excuse to make people be like, no, just persevere with it because Deep Blue Sea 3 is god tier good. And it is. I don't care what anyone says. Deep Blue Sea 3 is so fucking cool.
Yeah, the thing is, like, this, I think, is one of the movies that I look at now and go, I'd love a modern remake of this. I would love someone to take this and redo it now.
No, I don't think so. I don't. And again, watching my latest watch of this on the 4K remaster, it just doesn't need it. This movie looked so good. It looked so fucking good in 4K remaster. It looked absolutely phenomenal. And it just brought me back to that question of why didn't they just touch up the glaringly CGI piss poor moments in this movie? Because I don't think it would have taken a lot of effort to do it. And had they done that, I had they touched up those glaring CGI issues, I think this movie could be released in cinema as a new movie and still hold up today.
Yeah, the thing is, like, this is one of the movies a little bit like Jaws. Like, if you done a 20th anniversary cinema release of Deep Blue Sea, I think you'd sell it out.
I think so. I think so. I think it's got such that cult following at the moment. I mean, I don't know. I'm a very delusional man and live in the world where Deep Blue Sea is the best movie ever made. So for me, I'm like, yeah, it'll sell out. It'll sell out. It'll be the greatest event ever put on in theaters. And I'd probably be the only person there watching it. However, I do think there's a lot of legs to what you're saying. I do think that people are now in a period of their life where they do kind of love Deep Blue Sea because a lot of the people who love it for what they love it, like I do, people who grew up with it, you know?
Yeah.
I had this movie. I didn't have it on VHS because it came out back end of the VHS era, but I had it on the DVD, the cardboard limit, like the ones where they click off.
Yeah, it's the one I've got up there.
They're so cool, those cardboard DVD releases, man. I don't know why. I had that and I had The Matrix, and I think I had I think what was it? I think it was The Specialist, the weird Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone movie where they're both like assassin agent things.
Yeah.
It was called The Specialist. I had that as well, and I always used to love those cardboard pop-ups. And I think like maybe like season 2 and 3 of Friends also released on that kind of format. Again, massively going off topic here. I have no idea where I started or where I was going, but yeah, cardboard releases are cool.
Yeah, they are. And my Deep Blue Sea is one of those cardboard releases, and I absolutely love it. This film is not for everyone. But I'm going to say that now. There are many people who watch this film and go, that's stupid. But I don't think it needs to be for everyone. Like, no. I enjoy this. I look at this very much as a science fiction movie first, with a really good heavy splash of horror in there. Some of the scenes with the sharks in this are genuinely scary, like genuinely like, oh fuck, and it gives you that edge of your seat moment. Um, I It will never get full marks for me, and I'm going to be honest with you and with our listeners. The reason it will never get full marks is because I cannot, in good conscience, hold a goofy science fiction movie against Jaws and say this is just as good, because I genuinely don't think it is. But I
Done.
absolutely love it, and I'm going to do something I don't very often do. I'm going to up my score. I'm going to give it a 4.7 out of 5.
I thought you were going to commit then. I thought you were going to go.
No!
We don't do half scores. You know that. You know it's
Right.
either 0.5 or full.
What do you want, a 0.5 or do you want a 0.7?
No, I'm going to take the 0.7, but
Well,
I'm
there
just
you
saying
go
I'll
then.
I'll give you a free pass on this episode because I need it. But we don't do that.
No, we don't. Are you sticking with your score on this? Is this still a 5 out of 5?
100%. Yeah, nothing's changed for me. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking about it. And I could probably do this episode every single week and never get bored. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. It's one of the greatest shark movies ever made. And again, I'm not going to come out at Jaws, and I'm not going to say that this is the better movie than Jaws, even though I personally think it is. But for different reasons, for different reasons, because I think this is just popcorn entertainment, and I think of all the popcorn entertainment movies that feature creature feature sort of topics, this one does it better than any other out there, in my opinion. I think it's absolutely flawless in that capacity. It's heavily always compared to Jaws, but for me, I'm not a Jaws guy. I love the Jaws movie, and I can appreciate that Jaws is a movie that holds a place similar to the first Rocky movie. It's Oscar bait worthy in terms of its filmmaking capabilities. Like that, Jaws is without question a flawless movie. It's an artistically flawless movie.
And it's
the Blue Sea is not.
Yeah, I mean, Jaws is the blueprint for every single shark movie that come after. Even Deep Blue Sea, there's so much. It's like Jaws done that great. We're going to do that, and that's fine. Deep Blue
again, like this is the thing. They're similar the way that I'm comparing it to Rocky, and I'll always compare Jaws to Rocky because Rocky is a movie before it's a boxing movie.
Yeah.
Jaws is a movie before it's a shark movie. And I think that's one thing that always separates it from when you compare it to Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea is an action-baited shark movie. It's as simple as that, and I don't think you could ever compare it to Jaws just because they both feature sharks, because they're completely different entities altogether.
Yes. For me, Deep Blue Sea and Lake Placid sit in the same realm.
They do. You can put it in with Anaconda. You can put it in with Arachnophobia, and it's always going to be God tier in comparison to those movies. But when you put it up against something like Jaws, Jaws is always going to come out on top. And not because it's the better shark movie, but it's just because it's the better movie. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I always struggle with when we have this debate, because I do genuinely think Deep Blue Sea is a better shark movie, but Jaws is 100% the better movie.
That is the soundbite. That's all I needed. That's the only soundbite I needed, and that's what
I don't care, and I'll stand by it, and I hope everybody listens to get the context of it, and I hope they understand what I'm trying to say here in terms of Jaws is the better movie. And I'll say it. I'll say it. Jaws is a better movie than Deep Blue Sea, but Deep Blue Sea is 1,000,000% better in terms of being a shark movie than Jaws ever will be.
I'm going to edit all of that out. We have a voicemail, and I'll be honest, it's quite a scathing voicemail that goes into then telling us how to do our job. So,
did I miss any job voicemails last week?
No voicemails last week. We definitely have one this week, though. Brace yourself.
How fucking shit are you guys at that game? That is ridiculous. And okay, I guess you might be under pressure on live and whatever, but still poor. Zed, you've got Zombieland. There's even a movie called Zombie. That's just easy. There's just no excuse, sorry.
There isn't.
See, terrible performance. But you've given me an idea for a new game for you guys. Go through the alphabet. Oh, you've got a name. different films, but changing one word. That's where that begins with a Y. For example, Silence of the Yams. I think that could be quite funny.
Sounds of the Yams.
Yeah, so you need to change. I'll get into it in a minute because I've altered some of the rules to this because Dave's rules were a little bit loosey goosey, so I've locked them in a bit. But I'm going to say the game we played on Patreon, we are dreadful at it, and we need to get better at it.
Do you know what? I've had sleepless nights about this game, and do you know what my biggest issue is? Is I'm sat in a room full of movies.
Yeah.
Movies that I'm like, so when we're doing the alphabet game, I'm like looking to try and find. But whereas I could run through horror movies 10 times over with the alphabet if I just put my blinders on and concentrated on the game.
Well, when we do our next Patreon, then maybe blindfolded, we'll try
I
it
think
again.
we should do it blindfolded because I think we would be awesome at it, you know?
We'd
I'm
be
laid
better.
thinking about this shit, and I'm like, I could just do it off the top of my head now, A to Z. I'm not going to, just saying I could. But I think when you've got all this noise around you of like posters and movies and memorabilia, you're constantly looking for the answer for that letter, and that's what causes a distraction in that game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's our excuse, and we're sticking to it. So I had a ponder on Dave's game, and I quite liked it, but I've made a couple of tweaks to it. So what we're going to do is you need to come up with a new name for a horror movie. And the way you can do that is you can either change a letter, remove a letter, or add a letter to the title.
I'm going to suck so hard at this game.
You're kind of unprepared for this, so I've come up with quite a few because I don't want to go and you go so I've come up with a few that I will do, which will give you a little bit of time to look at your movie collection and have a think of ones you could change letters, and maybe mine will give you some inspiration. So I've gone with Scream, changing it to Stream, the masked killer who now only attacks while he's buffering.
All right, okay, so you've got to give a slight plot synopsis.
Yeah, so I've gone with Saw to Raw. Two different varieties available on Pornhub.
I'm just going to let you spin this, man, because I know I'm going to be terrible at this. So let's give me what you've got.
I've got Tusk to Dusk, a man who slowly becomes a walrus, but only when the sun is going down. And I want to see that movie. Us to Up, a family harassed by a doppelganger, but they're floating on balloons.
Right, let's introduce this again next time, and I'll have time to prepare, and I'll come up with some blinders. Let's pick 5 each for not next week, obviously, but the week after.
The week after. Okay, we'll come back to this. I've got one more, and then we'll move on. The last one is Carrie. Carried.
Please tell me you went with Gary.
No, I went with carried.
Oh, right, okay.
A telekinetic girl is picked up and moved to a school where people are not assholes to her.
Yeah, all right. I like this, but I want time to work on this. And I think come not next week, the week after, we'll bring 5 to the table each. And we'll see who we'll put it out on public vote, and we'll see who has the best.
Yeah, like things are popping in my head now. It to tit. Like this the clown who suckles you before he kills you. There's so many that I could do.
Yeah, I like this. I'm not a very good person in terms of stand-up comedic moments. I tend to overthink things. So like I think we work quite well in a podcast dynamic where off the cuff I'll just say stupid shit that people find funny. But when I'm actually have to perform, I always struggle. Like I always struggle to think off the bat because I just overthink everything all the time. Hence why, like when you make me do like stupid accents and stuff, I just get in my own brain about shit and it just ruins the moment. But I like this game, and I think I'm going to come up with some blinders for a couple of weeks' time.
Okay, well we'll come back to this in a couple of weeks' time.
Tried, and that's all that matters.
We have 3-word review. This is the bit where we go out on our social media and we ask you to review this movie in 3 words only. This went away for a while and then it's come back, and I've got to say, since it's come back, it's been good. People are really trying with this, and honestly, this week, some of these are just fucking amazing. Give me back my horror movies. Whoa, genius sharks. Perfect. Movies for days. Member of the You Run Podcast Network. This is Newman. He just simply went with The Perfect Omelette.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
We were about to find out if it is a perfect omelette as well.
This
I've
is
got
true.
a lot to do for a couple of weeks' time, I'll be honest.
You have. Dissect That Film Pod went with Samuel Crunch Jackson. Dave B Movies went with Jaws 3D remake.
Ooh.
It really is.
It's not, though, is it? It's not, let's be honest.
Do you know, I really like Lumberjay reviews. This is one half of the Girl and the Gay podcast. Like, I class him as a friend, but Jay, I mean this with all the love in my heart. Fuck you. He went with Better Than Jaws.
My man. My man.
Kate went with Eat My Arsehole.
Why?
Because that's one of the lines that the parrot says to LL Cool J. And I like the fact that she done it and then instantly corrected it to add context as to what it was. And finally, Dewey Pod Monster, again, member of the You Run Podcast Network. This is John and Sean. The best 3-word review, arguably, we've ever had on the show. Jaws Penis Envy.
Again, it's not a true statement.
Well, kind of. It is time for that wonderful time in the show. It's time for the VHS hunt.
Let's take a punt on the VHS hunt. I don't care what you say. Mark is not a...
And I'm going to retract the previous statements I made last week. Mark is not a... Last week he was, today he's not.
I'm never going to get bored of that, am I? Thankfully enough for me this week, though, having movies like this on the show that came out in VHS era, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to own it. And today is no different because I do have my delightful copy of Deep Blue Sea ex-rental, which is glorious. One of my prized possessions. I love this movie unconditionally, as I've already expressed on the show. And owning this is fabulous. Moment of truth time, though, because I don't actually know. If it is the version that I hope it is, it's going to be better. If it's not, I may have to swap this up. It's not, which is disappointing. So a lot of movies, they're usually ex-rental blockbuster tips, and they have the blockbuster Be Kind Rewind sticker on them. I think I have probably about 50 or so now. This is one movie that I'm definitely going to swap out for a blockbuster release. But yeah, I love Deep Blue Sea. I love this movie. I sent you a copy of this movie for Christmas this year, but I did it out of badness. I'll be honest with you. I did it so you opened it and was annoyed, but it's now not the kind of vibe I was expecting because I know you love it.
Yeah, the stupid thing is you sent it to me and I messaged you straight away going, that's awesome. Thank you very much. And you're like, damn it.
It was one of those things where I was expecting you to be like, right, I'm having a bonfire.
No, stupidly, I have a couple of movies that when we get to the summer, I plan on doing a little bit of a cookout.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with everyone. I'm going to have a bit of a cookout and do a little bit of rage bait on TikTok. And I'm going to take some iconic movies, I'm going to give them a review and sling them on the fire. And then I'm going to time lapse as they melt for no other reason, just to engage the diehard fans of certain silent killer franchise who will absolutely eat me alive for fun.
Dude, don't do it. I did it last year or the year before with the Buffy tape and pretended to throw that on the fire. It went wild. So by all means, it's going to get you some views and stuff. I didn't actually burn that tape. It's a very, very fucking expensive tape. I wouldn't do it.
The thing is, I'm actually going to. So I've got a copy of some really iconic, really love films that I don't particularly like, that I am going to torch, and I'm going to film the whole thing, and I'm going to do it in time, motion, time lapse, so they can watch their favorite movie that they may not have in their collection just burn
to the ether.
Yeah,
bad man.
I think so. That is it for this week. Next, we are back with a film that somehow we missed last year. It nearly got on the show, I think 2 or 3 times. I think at one point it was on the show and then we replaced it. It's a movie that I honestly, if anyone's listened to our Cocaine Bear episode, I hate this movie to the same level, if not slightly worse than I hated Cocaine Bear. And Mark adores it.
I love it. I think it's great. I don't get the hate. I really don't get the hate.
Yeah. So this week has been really harmonious. Like me and Mark have been like on the same page and we've been laughing and it's been fun and it's been like all sunshine and rain. Next week, I am going to call Mark names as he goes, this movie's amazing. And I go, fuck you, it's not. Because we are reviewing 28 years later.
It's a good movie, man. It's a good movie. You all need to leave it alone.
Everyone needs to leave it alone. It needs to have not been fucking made. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to give us a rate and review on Apple, Spotify. Also, go and follow us on Instagram. We're at You Run Podcast. Also, I forgot to do it on the VHS Hunt. Go and follow Mark. He's at Reviews from the Crypt and at VHS from the Crypt, where he showcases a hell of a lot more stuff that he does just on this show here. And yeah, that's about it. Have a wonderful week, and we will catch you next time.
See you next week, guys.
See you next Tuesday.
You want to die tonight?
You're on podcast. You're on podcast. Late at night, I tune into your show where you talk horror with a unique flow. Your voice is like sirens, draws me in as you pick apart movies on murder and sin. Scott and Mark set the scene. I hang on every word, lost in the scream. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Mark's fucking long round ups. You're on podcast, horror movie review, sharing facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after you fled. You're on podcast.